How's it going, my peeps? You guys wanted long online matches, so I continue to deliver. This is a very long and awesome 2 out of 3 falls match between Bryan and Axel with Paul Heyman at ringside. And yeah, I am indeed playing as Axel in this one as well, and Paul Heyman is my manager. Do not worry though, this is not a handicap match where the manager keeps interfering in the match of going inside the ring whenever, you know, the opponent is getting the advantage or whatever. It honestly doesn't get involved that much, and that's the way I like it. So I actually added the guy to my friend list, or I think he actually requested me to add him on the friend list. So I guess now I have somebody that I could invite to matches whenever I want to play a realistic Axel match with Paul Heyman as a manager. Anyways, what I want to talk about in this video, it's something I've talked about before, and I actually talked about it in the last really long online match. It wasn't really long, but it was long. It was 16 minutes long. It was the Ryback and Goldberg match. You guys can probably figure out what I'm going to be talking about if you've watched that video. And you see, tomorrow is the big day. Tomorrow is Monday. Not just any Monday though. It's the 10th of June Monday. So what does that mean? Well, tomorrow is E3. Tomorrow, you get to see both the Microsoft and Sony press conference for the Xbox One and the PS4. By the way, I did not realize, I totally forgot that my manager disconnected that quickly in the matchup. I don't know why he disconnected that quickly. Maybe he got frozen or something like that, because I do believe I see him going online afterwards or something like that. Anyways, that is not the subject or the topic of this video. So yeah, tomorrow we've got the Xbox One or Microsoft press conference, and you've got the Sony press conference. Well, what am I even saying? They'll be showing games for the PS Vita, the PlayStation 4, probably the PS3 as well, or something like that. And I'm just looking forward to it. Every single year, this time around, I'm looking forward to E3. I want to know what new games are coming out, what new features, and especially this time around when there's new consoles about. You've got the Xbox One and the PS4. And I see tomorrow as Microsoft's last opportunity to impress after, in my opinion, a pretty bad just, what, a month or whatever? How long has it been since the Xbox One reveal? I don't know. Something like a month or something like that. And it's just been bad news after bad news after bad news. It all started even before the reveal with the rumors that the Xbox One would always be connected online, 24 hours or whatever, always on. And then you had rumors about used games and such. And then the reveal came. Once the reveal came, they didn't really talk too much about those rumors, about the always online part, about the used games. It's after the actual reveal that the media, whatever, started asking questions in interviews and such, and they talked about it, you know, I mean, they talked about it, but it wasn't that clear. They weren't even that clear about it. You had all these rumors about used games requiring a fee and stuff like that. So now, just recently, they cleared things up. And pretty much, it is kind of always online, but not really. You have to be connected every 24 hours if you're playing on your console. So every 24 hours, it does like a check or whatever to see, I guess, to connect and see if what you're playing, you're supposed to be playing. And if at that point where it does a check, whatever, there is no connection, let's say your internet connection is off or something like that, then you cannot play your games. You cannot play your games offline. And it's even worse if you're playing on your own profile, but on another 360, so let's say you go to your friend's house or something like that, and, you know, you're playing, and let's say the internet doesn't work for a short while. No, they do a connection every 1 hour if you're playing on somebody else's Xbox with your profile. So if there is no connection when it does that check, then you cannot play any games. The only thing you can do is watch DVDs or Blu-ray movies or whatever. And I think that's a freaking, how could you, that is a terrible decision in my opinion. I mean, there's people, I mean, it even happens to me sometimes where my connection will cut off. And I have to sometimes, you know, unplug the router, put it back on. But sometimes it goes off, and it goes off for a while. And what would I do then? You know, I wouldn't be able to play. I mean, it doesn't happen, you know, all the time, but it happens sometimes. And what about people that just don't have internet? Pretty much, the Xbox One for them is like absolutely not an option because they cannot play any games. So I don't know. That is just, how can you make a console that is like required? You can't. I still don't get it. I mean, how can you not play game modes where you know, you can play like story mode or something like that? How can you not play a story mode of a video game or split screen because you don't have an internet connection? I don't know. I think that's like I said, I think that's a bad move. And then you've got the used games. I mean, most of the games I play, I buy new most of the time because I do like to buy games on release date. But sometimes I don't buy the games at release date, and when I don't, a lot of times I might get them used if there is no online pass. If there is online pass, there is no point to getting a used game, especially if you're getting it off like EB Games or GameStop. Because where I'm at, really the difference between a used game and a new game right now is $5 at EB Games, and then factor in the online pass, there's absolutely no point. By the way, that was pretty cool right there. What I liked about this matchup with this guy is he found some new ways to, I guess, innovate. You know, instead of just doing the grapple where I'm like, you know, where I was there on the steel post and just ramming my head into the steel post, he did that running knee or whatever. That was pretty unique. Anyways, back to the used games thing. It's not as bad as we thought, where the rumors were that, you know, there was going to be a fee, and that fee is a freaking exact same price, or, you know, yeah, exact same price as the price of the actual game. Microsoft said that there is no fee. They're not putting out a fee. But in order to play used game, it lies on the publisher. If the publisher doesn't want you to trade in that game, then you can't trade it in. So you can also, of course, not buy it too, because nobody can trade it in. You cannot buy it, you know. And also, you can give somebody a video game on your friend list, but they have to be on your friend list for 30 days, and they cannot give that game back to anybody else. You can only give a game once, and I don't even think that's borrowing. That's just, you know, you actually give the game to them forever. They can't give it back. As far as like borrowing video games, lending video games or whatever, apparently there is, like, so far there's no plans for that, or they don't have a system for that, but they're looking into things or whatever. I don't know, it's just freaking bad overall. It's just bad, like I said, bad news after bad news after bad news. And I guess, you know, you could, if the company allows you to give that game to somebody on your friend list, then I guess you could sell it. You know, you give him the game, but he gives you money before you actually give him the game, cash, you know. And then you can give him the game, but then again, he can't sell it. You know, it stays with him. On the flip side, like, good news, I guess, is every game is available at launch in digital form and disc form. If this was like on the 360 or whatever, I wouldn't really care about the digital form, whatever. But since this is the Xbox One, and pretty much used games are gonna be, I guess, pretty much useless or not very much available for the Xbox One, then I guess buying digital, you know, isn't all that bad against, you know, when you compare it to buying the actual disc on the Xbox One. Because you can't trade in the disc anyway, so what's the point, you know? On the Xbox 360 or PS3, I never considered buying anything digital when I could buy it physical, because digital, you can't sell it, you can't trade it in. But digital, you could trade it in or sell it, so I would always go for the physical copy. But Xbox One, really, you know, there's pretty much no difference. So, you know, buy whatever you want, physical, digital, doesn't really matter, unless maybe the company, you know, allows you to trade in that game. But then you've got all these requirements and stuff. It's just, it's I don't know, it's a chore or whatever. It's weird how, you know, the 360 was, in my opinion, a really, really good console. I really enjoyed the 360. I'd go as far as to say that I think I had more fun playing the Xbox 360 more than any other console ever that I've ever played or purchased. And then you've got the Xbox One, and that is just, they went like downhill like really fast with, you know, all these bad moves and stuff, in my opinion. And I really wanted Microsoft to impress me, to put out something, you know, really good, really impressive I was rooting for them, especially because I like the online system. I love Xbox Live. I love the party chat, the private chat. I just love the interface. How you can easily, you know, while you're in a video game, message somebody. Compared to like the PS3, the OS or whatever. You know, let's say you're playing a video game and you're trying to message somebody at the same time, so you press the PS button or whatever, and then you go on your recently played list or players mat or whatever. You're trying to message somebody while you're in the video game. The whole menu is like really slow, and it takes some time to message that person. While on the Xbox 360 with Xbox Live, it's really quick. But at the same time, I think, you know, the whole slow thing with the menu while you're trying to message somebody and you're playing a video game, I think that's pretty much going to be fixed with the PS4 because it's got, you know, a lot of RAM and such. And while I'm on the topic of messaging people while you're playing, I really do hope for the PS4 that they add private chats, as the 360 called it, or party chat, something similar to that where you can talk to people while you're playing a different video game than they are. That was a really big feature of Xbox Live. A lot of people enjoyed that. I really enjoyed private chat and party chat. Anyways, I can go on for such a long time. Bottom line, tomorrow is E3, and I think tomorrow is Microsoft's last chance to impress. I know they said they've got, I think, 15 exclusive titles, and 9 of those or 8 of those are like new IPs, but I don't think they're going to show them all. You can still show some of those, and if they have a kick-ass lineup of games tomorrow, like they really bring it at E3 with some awesome games, and then combine that maybe with showing some Xbox One gaming features or gaming capabilities that the PS4 might not have, then maybe they can make up for the bad news about the used games and the whole 24-hour thing. Anyways, that is pretty much it for Curtis Axel versus Bryan 2 out of 3 Falls match part 1. If you guys enjoyed this video, as always, you can click that like button down below. I'd really appreciate it. Really helps me out. Once this reaches 50 likes, I'll post up part 2 either tomorrow or Tuesday. And in the comment section below, tell me which E3 press conference you're looking forward to the most. Nintendo, Sony, or Microsoft. I'm actually looking forward to Microsoft's the most just because I want to see what they do. Anyways, I'm out, guys. See ya.